Welcome back to Gerrymandering by State, a look to see how badly your state draws its congressional districts. In this video, we will be looking at states with 3 congressional seats: New Mexico, Nebraska, and West Virginia. First up is New Mexico. As you can see, the 3 districts are made up of the area around Albuquerque, the northern portion of the state, and the southern portion of the state. There is only really one oddly drawn portion of the map. New Mexico's maps are drawn in a partisan manner, with a simple majority needed to pass the state legislature. Joe Biden won New Mexico by just under 11% of the vote. The votes for Congress in the state were slightly closer, with Democrats winning the statewide count by 10% of the vote. According to the calculations I am using, New Mexico should have 2 seats in the Congress held by Democrats and 1 seat held by the Republicans, and this is how the seats were won in the 2020 election. No party gains an advantage, as New Mexico has currently drawn its maps. Next is Nebraska. The 1st congressional district surrounds Omaha and the suburbs. The 2nd congressional district represents the Omaha metropolitan area itself, and the 3rd district is the rest of the state. The map-making process is partisan, with the legislature drawing the maps and voting on them with a simple majority. One thing that stands out is that the 3rd congressional district has 50,000 fewer people than the 1st and 85,000 fewer people than the 2nd. To be fair, I had not considered this when looking at the 2-seat states, but if each district was drawn evenly, there would be 45,000 more people in District 3, 5,000 fewer people in District 1, and 45,000 fewer people in District 2. So while the maps don't look like it has been drawn horribly by eye, by population, it seems to be more uneven than it should be. When I look back at New Mexico's districts, the difference in population from smallest to largest was only about 6,000 people. Donald Trump won the presidency by 19% in Nebraska. Republicans as a whole won the overall congressional vote by 28%. 1/3 of the state voted for Democrats, which makes it seem pretty clear that if you have 3 districts and 1/3 of the state voted for Democrats, 1 seat should have gone to the Democrats. If you look at the voter turnout per district, you will see that District 3 has significantly less turnout as well. How many people were drawn into the 2nd congressional district to make it that much larger? Had they been drawn more evenly, could a Democrat have won the seat? On the other hand, like in Maine, Nebraska does split electoral college votes by congressional district. Joe Biden did win the 2nd congressional district by 7%. So perhaps part of the problem is the congressional candidate herself and not the map making. But it is hard to ignore an 85,000 person difference in population when the race was lost by 16,000 votes. But at the end of the day, according to the algorithm that I'm using, Nebraska should have 1 Democratic congressperson. It has none. So Nebraska gives the Republicans a 1-seat advantage that can likely be attributed to districts being drawn with a large population discrepancy. Finally, we have West Virginia. If you look at the map, the lines do get a bit erratic as they travel from east to west. West Virginia maps are drawn by the legislature and can be vetoed by the governor. There are no requirements on how the lines must be drawn. There is a population difference between the smallest and largest congressional districts of 55,000 people. Donald Trump won the state by 39% of the vote. And of course, by using my algorithm, that would mean that West Virginia should have 2 Republicans and 1 Democrat representing it. Statewide, Republicans got 35% more votes than Democrats in congressional races. Looking at the presidential results by county, it does not become apparent how a district would be drawn to enable the state to have 1 Democratic congressperson. That being said, after the 2020 census, West Virginia is becoming a 2-seat state after losing 1 congressional seat because of apportionment. So it looks likely that Republicans will continue to retain a 1-seat advantage from West Virginia as well. After looking at the 3-seat states, the Republicans gained an advantage of 1 seat in 2 separate states, and the Democrats gained no advantages in any of the states. So after this video, the Democrats retain a 1-seat advantage overall in this redistricting project. If you want to help stop gerrymandering and voter suppression, you can go to stopthecoup.liberaldan.com and make a contribution. I've partnered with Levelfield, and they are helping me to use the tools the big players use to push for change. But I need your help to make it work. So go to stopthecoup.liberaldan.com and help me fight back. That's stopthecoup.liberaldan.com. And please remember to smash that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you can know when my next videos are coming out. And remember to always tune in to my live stream podcast at 8 p.m. Central every Wednesday on blogtalkradio.com/liberaldan or on youtube.com/liberaldanradio. Thank you.